Tune into Midcap Radar on CNBC-TV18. Well, as promised, we have the management of Jindal Worldwide with us. The stock has gained 130% in the last 1 year. A lot is happening in the global textile industry as well. There is a lot of currency headwinds that these importers are facing, but for exporters, of course, it is a good news. So let's discuss this, the trends in the export markets, the trend in the domestic markets as well as far as the textile segment is concerned. We are now joined by Gaurav Davda, who's the head of corporate finance and strategic initiatives at the company. Gaurav, good afternoon. Always a pleasure speaking with you. I wanted to understand in the context or in the setup that we are in, dollars trending, you have a substantial amount of exports. What does it mean for textile players generally in the industry and for a company like you as well? What is the percentage of exports for you?
So firstly, thanks a lot for having me on. Yes, obviously for importers, it is a bit of an issue. But as far as exporters are concerned, there could be a marginal benefit, given that I'm pretty sure that most, have an active hedging policy. However, coming to your question on what export contributes in terms of our top line, we stand at about 22 to 25% of our total top line is exports to various parts of the world, spanning North and South America, Europe, Asia, etc. We are seeing that exports has actually slowed down a little bit given the overall concerns on the global front. But and similarly on the domestic side also, there was a little bit of slowness in the quarter recently gone by. But with the festive season coming up, we're hoping that things will significantly improve from here on.
Gaurav, two-part question. One, will you be able to tell us by how much exports have been hit? What was your earlier expectation of growth? How much have you brought it down to? And secondly, domestic demand also you said has been weak in Q2. What, according to you, was the reason for that?
So I think there was a lot of, active demand in Q4 of last fiscal as well as Q1 of this fiscal. And I think it's just a seasonal thing. It's not specific to a slowdown in the overall industry. In general, I think there is a seasonality factor that is playing out, and which is why we are seeing a slightly softish quarter. Unfortunately, I am in a silent period as we speak, so I can't give any numbers for the most recent quarter. But I can tell you that the exports are not very, very disappointing. They're slightly lower than what we would have hoped to achieve. But I'm pretty sure that if I were to take an annualized performance for us specifically, we should do better than what we did all of last year.
Gaurav, just hold on. We'll come back to you in just a minute, but we are just cutting across to the visuals. Hero MotoCorp is unveiling its first electric vehicle. So let's talk about that and see what's happening there. Okay, EV, the big talking point now. And Gaurav, I know that even Jindal has planned on investing in the EV space. So we'll talk to you about that as well. But first on the textile business for you. You spoke about how exports have slowed down a tad bit. It is because of seasonality factors. But what's happening for the industry generally? Is sourcing increasing to India versus, say, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka? Is the Asian demand mostly coming to India in general for the textile industry?
So part of the demand has come to India. No, there's no doubt about that. However, as I continue to believe that, Asia is such a large, including China, is such a large player in the overall supply chain that for a material movement to India, it will take quite a while. And I'm pretty sure that China will, catch up eventually. But yes, in the interim period that China is slightly on the slower side, we've seen an active amount of inquiries, much larger than what we've seen last year. And I think that's true even for most parts of the, the industry also. But I believe that a significant move will only take some time to come. A little bit of a trickle down has come to India.
Okay. What about margins? Can you talk about the outlook on margins? How have been the raw material pressures in the quarter gone by, your price increases, the gap between what the finished good price should be versus the cost pressures that you're facing?
So cotton, which happens to be our largest raw material, has obviously corrected by about 26 to 28% in the recent past. So that has obviously been slightly beneficial for us. We have also seen a slight reduction in prices in the finished goods. As I said, I can't get into very detailed specifics on that given the silent period that we're in. But there has been a benefit on the input side for us for sure. And sorry, what was your next question?
No, I wanted to know that is there scope for your margins to improve from here on now that your key raw material cotton prices have come down by 26-27%?
So we should see similar to slightly higher margins for all of the current financial year. There may be variations, on a quarterly basis by a few basis points here and there, but I think we should do better than similar to better than what we did for all of FY22.
Okay, better margins in FY23. You're also investing in a spinning subsidiary around 250 crore rupees. Once that comes on stream, when will that be? And that also will improve margins, right, for you? So when will that actually come in your books?
So as of Q1, if you see our corporate structure, there's already a new subsidiary that has been introduced. Work for that has already begun. Part of it is already commissioned, and we are seeing the benefits. I think part of the margin expansion has been as a result of the spinning, the internalization of the newer spinning capacity, and over time, I think over the next 6 to 9 months, we should see the entire capex being completed and the full benefit accruing to the balance sheet immediately.
Okay, so now about your EV. A couple of months back, you did announce the acquisition of Earth Energy. Any incremental plans on the EV front? Any new developments?
So I'm happy to report that we have made significant progress to the EV plans. We hope to start the production in Q4 of the current financial year, with delivery starting in the same quarter. The construction and erection of our plant in and around Ahmedabad is currently underway. We've made significant developments on 2 products that we hope to introduce into the market. And we're pretty excited about our EV plans.
You must have done some dipstick survey as well. So you have customers, like, since you are saying you'll start deliveries as well in Q4. Earlier you had told us 4,000 to 5,000 EVs in FY24 is what you plan to sell. You have early indications from customers that yes, this is what the demand would look like, and that's why you have these numbers in place?
So we are going to start, pre-bookings maybe in the next couple of months, definitely in this calendar year. And actually the number that we had spoken about was 4,000 to 5,000 units per month, making it about 50 to 60,000 units annually for FY23-24.
Okay. All right. Good luck with your plans. And of course, we'll ask you more and when you'll be able to give us more numbers post your earnings. Gaurav, thanks a lot for joining us and taking us through what's happening in the industry and with your company as well. That's the word coming in from Jindal Worldwide about the textile industry as well. And cotton prices have declined by 26 to 27%, which is positive for their margins. With that, we'll slip into a break now. Before we do that, here's some great news for investors. You can now track US market actions real time on Money Control. Log on to Money Control website or app and stay informed about all that matters in global markets.